absolutely glorious. They are our future. Prince William, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, returning to work in 2 separate engagements over the past 24 hours. And good Lord, they managed to put the drama to one side. But unfortunately, there is drama engulfing them. There is a reason why they have had to hire the country's top crisis management PR expert. And it is because King Charles refuses to end Prince Harry's dream of a half-in, half-out return to royal life. This was, of course, outlined by Harry and his allies in a bombshell Us Weekly magazine cover this week, and a pledge to Tom Sykes of The Royalist that Harry, as part of his concession to the king in order to return, will not launch any new legal actions against the UK press. But as Tom reveals, it is the offer to help out with royal duties that is really worth paying attention to. It shows that Harry has not given up on his dream of being half in and half out of the royal family and would like to do royal jobs again. We've seen this before. Harry has offered to step in and help, presenting himself as a kind of royal reserve player, suggesting that reliably triggers deep anxiety inside the palace. The last thing William wants is any revival of a half in, half out model, but this kite flying raises the possibility that Harry thinks the king might be persuaded to think differently. The Us Weekly piece also underlines the personal cost of Harry's exile. Friends say he misses the structure, hierarchy, and meaning that royal life once imposed, even as he remains committed to his Californian existence with Meghan and their children. Would you know what I say to that? Diddums. Absolute diddums. You were warned. But I'm joined now by royal YouTube sensation, according to Taz. And of course, Tash, I mean, we're going to talk later about the fact that Harry is very close to returning to the UK for this ludicrous court case, which is going to see him on trial in the stand on Thursday, which will be catastrophic for the British royal family. So why do you think King Charles refuses to just say, it's not happening? You can keep speaking about this half-in, half-out dream all you want. And what do you make of the fact that Harry continues to push it so brazenly to Us Weekly just days before this court case, which could destroy his reputation?
Well, I believe that Harry is quite delusional. I believe that he behaves like an immature teenager that is still throwing one big epic tantrum. He's not listening. He is not listening to the fact that his father has made it very clear that it will not happen. There's so much to unpack here. I think there is a large part of it where the king, he is still his youngest son. He loves him. And I think he doesn't want the fighting to start again, but you cannot stick your head in the sand when it comes to Harry and Meghan. And in parts, I think there is a bit of it where he doesn't want this to play out in the public anymore. The mainstream media absolutely lap it up. Any chance that the king is going to make a public statement saying Harry and Meghan, much like the Queen, we wish them luck overseas, they're much loved family members, it will create a media storm, which Harry and Meghan will thrive off of, as will the typical media outlets that we're so used to seeing inundating us, Dan, every single day, it seems, with more of these nonsense stories where they're designed to turn the public against the royals.
Yes.
That's what these stories
Well,
are done
and also,
for.
Tash, even more than that, and I know you've pointed this out for a long time, bounce the royal family and bounce the British government into making decisions that were not even agreed upon, like Harry's security, like King Charles opening the Invictus Games. But the mainstream media reporting these delusions from Harry as if they are fact to try and paint a narrative which then becomes difficult, in Charles's view, for the royal family to walk away from. So I agree with you that the mainstream media is a huge part of this problem because they keep on printing Harry's delusions, Harry's lies, Harry's madness as if it's fact.
No, I completely agree. It's enabling this stupid, well, stupid's the wrong word, really. I mean, as I said, delusional, I think, is the best way to look at it. But I think people that are genuine monarchists and genuinely support the royal family see through all of this. They see through it. They don't see Harry's return as a threat to Catherine and William. I certainly don't, and the fact that it's been pled that Harry is going to do it as an offering to the king by not suing any more media outlets. Well, that's a small pool left. He sued pretty much all of the big main media organizations. And I'm sorry, that doesn't affect the royals because Harry is the one that embarrasses himself. And he will do again on Thursday, like what you said, when he takes a stand. But I don't think it's damaging to the royal family anymore. I think it's just damaging to Harry. It's just embarrassing to him because, yet again, I don't believe he's going to stand there and actually have any credible evidence. Their credibility is completely shot in this country, and I would be shocked if this court case actually turns into a win. So I don't think the royals need to be worried about anything that Harry and Meghan do anymore.
Well, indeed. I mean, this is the problem, though. His reputation is on the line on Thursday. Actually, number one, the royals don't want Harry to destroy himself because they're actually kind people and they know his limitations and they know how intellectually weak he is. But also remember, he does remain in the line of succession. He does remain the king's son. So they're also acutely aware of the potential risk to the British royal family. But look, I do want to get to that court case in just one moment, Tash, because there have been huge developments on it. But first, can we talk about Catherine and William, please? Because as Tom Sykes said, they did flood the zone with keep calm and carry on vibes, with Prince Harry's legal case spiraling into an intimidation controversy. The Wales has had a curiously full day of drama-free engagements, and it was just wonderful to see. I need you to do something for me right now. It is free, it is easy, it is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. Sykes said the Prince and Princess of Wales were both out on public engagements, with friends telling royalists the couple did not want to be distracted from their duties by Harry's controversial court case. Good on them. Another irritation in the form of Prince Andrew, who is back in the news, was similarly swatted away by the couple's allies. And Sykes says the contrast between William, Catherine and Harry could hardly have been sharper. While Harry returned to the High Court to continue his long-running war with the British press, William was photographed pruning trees on a farm visit in a flat cap. I know, Tash, you were quite taken by those images of Harry. While Catherine brought the glamour, didn't she? With a full-fat Windsor Castle reception for the British women's rugby team, the Red Roses, who won the World Cup last September. So, Tash, before we get to these individual engagements, it's very important, isn't it, at the moment that we do see William and Catherine doing what the royal family are meant to. And they are brilliant sometimes at just putting the drama to one side and bringing the attention back to the good deeds, the good people of Britain, the good people of the Commonwealth. And thank God for it, given all of the drama elsewhere.
They represent this country and the monarchy on a global stage, and they do it extremely well. They spend a lot of time on causes that are so important. I mean, the work that Prince William is doing with farming minds and drawing attention to the farming community is now needed more than ever. Catherine being the patron of the England Roses, I mean, there were some wonderful photographs, and you can tell that she was incredibly happy to welcome them to Windsor Castle. They were happy to be there. And these are the sorts of joyful events that you want to see. You want to see them using their platform to elevate others, to celebrate the England Roses after winning the Rugby World Cup, to then also celebrate the hard work that farmers do every single day. And the fact that Prince William is constantly highlighting that these people are often forgotten about. And this is where the royals do their job well. They give voices to people that necessarily wouldn't have them. They remind people of the incredible jobs that farmers do just by Prince William going there. And Harry and Meghan, they're just insignificant. I think that Prince William and Catherine don't even care about them anymore. I think that they are indifferent to them. The royals have shown that they never needed Harry and Meghan. They were barely there long enough to scratch the surface, Dan. I think Meghan spent longer, I think she did more engagements on the royal tour than she did throughout her entire career, that she was briefly part of the royal family. They're little more than just an ink blot in the history pages, Meghan especially. Harry only handled being a full-time working royal for, I think, 2 years more than what until Meghan came on the scene. Bearing in mind, he only left the army, I think it was 2014 or 15. So they've hardly had a long-term royal career. And the brief time that they were there, they've turned the public against them. They've destroyed all public goodwill. People don't associate them anymore with being members of the royal family. Catherine and William and the King, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh don't need to keep calm and carry on because Harry and Meghan simply no longer matter.
Bell posted the Princess of Wales drove herself to Windsor Castle this afternoon to host a reception for the England women's rugby team in an Alexander McQueen suit and stilettos. Iconic. I mean, Tash, that was iconic, wasn't it?
She is. She's so down to earth, and she's literally walking into a castle to host the women's rugby team, and she just casually walking in with a brolly. You know, I think the people love Catherine so much is because she's so simple. It's the simplicity around her. There's no drama. There's no airs and graces. She just is graceful, kind, sweet, always looks lovely, always looks impeccable. And she's always got a big grin on her face. And people are so excited to spend time with her. And I can't blame them either. I think I'd be grinning ear to ear if ever I had the opportunity to meet the Princess of Wales.
Obviously, this was in stark contrast to what was going on in the High Court, Tash, and this is incredibly serious and a huge contrast. And of course, Harry is heading to the United Kingdom. The case versus the Daily Mail is due to begin on Monday. Now, a couple of caveats. Do you remember in his previous case against News UK? Now, I was actually due to give evidence against Prince Harry in court, and I was prepared to do so because he's lying, and I was very happy to do so, even though it's never a nice thing to do, to give evidence in any type of courtroom under any type of circumstances. But I was prepared to do it, and I'd gone through all of my preparation. And then on the morning of the case due to begin, Harry came to this last-minute settlement with Rupert Murdoch. And the judge was absolutely furious because the case was delayed, a huge amount of money wasted. So the first thing I'll say is that Monday morning is going to be critical, isn't it? Does the case actually begin, Tash? Is he just turning up to hope to be there for a settlement where he'll read some type of boastful statement on the courtroom steps? I don't know, though, because in terms of all of the public briefing, Associated Newspapers, which is, of course, the owner of the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday, saying, absolutely not. You're lying. This is just not true. We're not settling. If there is no settlement, Tash, we will build towards one of the most critical days in the recent history of the royal family, which is Thursday, where Prince Harry is expected on the stand for the entire day, where he will be cross-examined by the Daily Mail. And given his propensity to lie, let's hope Harry doesn't commit perjury, right? I mean, what are you expecting?
I expect Harry to tell his truth and nothing but his truth. The problem is, Dan, as we know, Harry's truth is not the actual truth. I don't think, in all honesty, from everything I've been reading, much like what happened with the last court case, that A&L are going to give him a settlement. Their main witness in all of this, Gavin Burrows, has been making it exceptionally clear that he never did any work for the Daily Mail or for the Mail on Sunday. And we know there's obviously a lot of things surrounding Gavin Burrows, the forgery, and a lot of other accusations, which I'm sure you'll go into. But I cannot see A&L going, yeah, do you know what? We will pay them off. We will pay them off. They are saying absolutely hands down that they have not done anything wrong. And I think you're right that Harry probably is that delusional, that he thinks he's got them by the short and curlies and they're going to back down because he's had it happen before. But I think they're dealing with a very different kettle of fish when it comes to this particular court case. Daily Mail, A&L, they are saying that they have not done anything, and they are absolutely not. I would be shocked if they give him, and then, of course, the 6 other claimants of payouts, because as this case has got closer and closer to starting, we've been finding out more and more things that have been coming out that makes me believe this case is built on sand.
And let me take you through some of this new reporting from what actually went on in court. Because this case is dirty, Tash, and
Yep.
Harry is relying on criminals. I'm not exaggerating here. Actual criminals, right? Actual phone hackers he is relying on in this court case. And I think it could end up being devastating for him. I mean, look at this headline. Prince Harry's lawyers accused of dishonesty, fraud, and conspiracy. Allegations include payments for sworn evidence and the deliberate creation of a misleading email chain. Now, Tom Sykes has reported that a witness accuses Harry's team of intimidating him. This is Gavin Burrows, who you mentioned. And he outlined pre-trial hearings are usually pretty dry affairs. But today's gathering at the High Court in London, ahead of Prince Harry, Baroness Lawrence and Sir Elton John's case against the publisher of the Daily Mail, exploded into high drama as a key witness alleged he was being intimidated by Prince Harry's legal team, and Harry's legal team said they were being unfairly accused of fraud and dishonesty by the Mail's lawyers. So, as Tash points out, Gavin Burrows is this private investigator who was on Harry's side but has since recanted his evidence and alleged that his signature on a key witness statement saying he bugged cards is forged. He believes there has been a blatant attempt to intimidate him on the eve of the trial. Lawyers for Burrows said his fears for his safety meant he wanted to give evidence remotely from a concealed location. His lawyer said Burrows was contacted by Byline Times. Now, that is a truly corrupted organisation. They are the people who conspired with Prince Harry to try and destroy me. So I have huge sympathy for what he's going through. He said that it was a blatant attempt by them to intimidate him at the start of the trial. Graham Johnson, a convicted phone hacker and former News of the World journalist now aligned with Hacked Off, is understood to have also worked for Harry's lawyers' research team. Jonathan Rees, a private investigator, previously claimed to have bugged Doreen Lawrence, but he has also disavowed key parts of his own testimony. The Upsetter has a great primer on this story, and which summarises the history of the case. As chief evidence gatherer against the Mail, Johnson put Burrows on a monthly retainer of $5,000 plus expenses to deliver witnesses. Burrows, in turn, recruited Rees, and out of this convergence of 3 dark arts specialists emerged the sensational story of the bugging and hacking of Doreen Lawrence. The story was then relayed to Prince Harry, who persuaded Lawrence to join him in a super claim against the Mail alongside Elton John and his husband David Furnish, former Lib Dem Justice Minister Sir Simon Hughes, Liz Hurley, and Sadie Frost. Additionally, it emerged in the hearing that Harry's lawyers have been accused of dishonesty, fraud, and conspiracy by the Daily Mail. Harry's star lawyer, very slippery bloke, awful guy, David Sherborne, told the court that the publisher planned to make exceptionally serious allegations against his team of fraud, dishonesty, and professional misconduct. There was some comfort for Harry's team here, as Just Nicklin ruled that Associated must in part amend its written submissions. But I mean, Tash, and I'm sorry these details are grim, of course they are grim, but like seriously, he is now in the mud with the pigs.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a prince. So the mortification from Prince William is very clear. Charles, of course, should never have met with Harry last year, as William made clear, because now Charles is saying, well, of course I can't meet you this month when this case is going on, but this case was still going on then. But I mean, it is just extraordinary that Harry would align himself with such horrendous people. And Tash, can I also just say, because this is very personal to me, when I revealed that Harry had conspired with Byline Times to destroy me on false allegations, and people on the Sussex Squad side said, oh, you know, you're crazy, this is all a conspiracy. Hello, this is the same organisation now, Byline Times, who is trying to intimidate one of the key witnesses against Prince Harry. There are no coincidences here, Tash. We all see what is going on.
Absolutely. I mean, Harry has no problem working with nefarious characters to get what he wants, clearly. These people, I mean, the irony that he's actually working with convicted criminals, convicted phone hackers to get dirt on other people. And he takes, the high road, doesn't he? Preaching from his ivory tower about things that are morally corrupt. And he's actually actively working with his legal team alongside these people. And the Byline Times, I'm very well aware, I remember when they came after you. And it does seem to skirt around the same thing when it comes back to the Sussex Squad, Harry and Meghan, the people they choose to work with. I won't forget a certain Mr. Boozy as well. And there seems to be an awful lot of links to do with intimidation, trying to silence people, trying to silence Harry and Meghan's critics. And it all comes back round to the same murky swamp, as it were, with these people. And Harry, yeah, it's offensive to say he's in with the pigs. He's in a dirty, filthy swamp with some of these people. It's not looking good. I mean, this story was all to do about Harry battling the dragons and, being very virtuous here. He was there to give people a voice and to defend everybody. And yet now we're talking witness intimidation, fraudulent witness statements, all sorts of criminal activities that in my mind are slightly worse than phone hacking in some instances. So yes, this is going from bad to worse. And there's probably a very good reason why A&L are not settling. I mean, this could even turn into another whole lawsuit in itself with professional misconduct if, of course, all of these allegations are proven to be true.
Yeah, but the point is, Harry has decided to align himself with criminals based on personal revenge. And it's like, I'm sorry, journalists like me who actually always operated totally within the law, I would never have even considered doing something illegal, Tash. It's just not in me.
They went to destroy your life, not just your career, though. That's the difference.
Oh, 100%.
The way that they went for you.
100%.
It was about your life, destroying every part of your life.
But that's what Harry wants to do. I mean, he's made it very clear that, for example, he wants Piers Morgan to go to jail. He wants the police investigation reopened. Now, look, Piers Morgan probably does have questions to answer over phone hacking, right? I don't. I mean, honestly, all of my evidence was presented under oath during the Leveson inquiry, still available online. So Harry certainly, in terms of me, just got it wrong. But the reason he got it wrong, Tash, is because he was relying on phone hackers who are proven liars, because these were people who were breaking the law.
Convicted criminals, Dan.
Yeah, literally convicted criminals, literally. Yep. And, the idea... You can't make it up. No, you can't, because the idea that I, as a journalist, Tash, even operating within the mainstream media, would ever have considered hacking a phone, illegally using a private investigator to bug a car or something like that, just never, it's never been my journalism. I am disgusted by the fact that that went on within tabloid newspapers, and I completely abhor it. And I've always distanced myself from it because it was absolutely nothing to do with me. But it was a tiny, tiny portion of journalists within the United Kingdom who were criminal, who have been punished for it, like Dan Evans, who is the other phone hacker that they rely on, remember, was found guilty. He is also a convicted criminal, doesn't he? Yeah, and he now works for Byline.
He works for Byline Investigates.
Yes.
Shocking.
And Byline Times. And Byline Times, which was directly threatening this witness. So it's just nuts. It is nuts,
isn't it?
Recent articles have suggested that Prince Harry still misses aspects of royal life, including the structure and sense of purpose that came with being a working member of the royal family. Some reports have also speculated that he would be willing to support the monarchy in a limited capacity if circumstances ever changed. However, there has been no official confirmation from Buckingham Palace that any such discussions are taking place. Royal commentators remain divided, with some believing reconciliation is unlikely given the events of recent years, while others argue that family relationships can evolve over time. King Charles faces a unique challenge. As a father, there is understandable interest in maintaining family relationships where possible. As monarch, however, every decision carries constitutional and public implications. Many royal observers believe any future arrangement would need to protect the stability of the institution while avoiding confusion over the roles of working and non-working royals. Prince William's reported emphasis on a streamlined monarchy has also led many commentators to question whether any return to official duties would be practical. For many supporters of the monarchy, these engagements demonstrate the royal family's focus on public service rather than responding to every headline. Royal reporting often relies on anonymous sources, making it important to distinguish between confirmed announcements and informed speculation. Stories about possible reconciliation regularly generate significant public interest, but they should be viewed alongside official statements, or the absence of them. The continuing attention surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan reflects the lasting public fascination with the royal family and the ongoing debate about its future. Whether reconciliation eventually happens remains uncertain. For now, the confirmed picture is straightforward. Prince William and Catherine continue carrying out public duties, King Charles remains focused on his responsibilities, and Prince Harry continues to attract media attention through both his public appearances and legal matters. As with many royal stories, only time will reveal whether today's speculation develops into tomorrow's official news. What do you think? Could there ever be a meaningful reconciliation between Prince Harry and the royal family, or has that chapter already closed? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more royal news and commentary.